Hey, hi everyone. Thank you for joining today the Vultr plus FluidCloud event. So we are going to today talk about migrations reimagined. Uh, just a quick a poll. Are you guys which cloud you guys use? Like if you guys can help.
I build data centers.
Okay,
I host cloud providers,
excellent.
and I hope to host you one day.
That's perfect. You have used cloud. Okay. How about you? AWS, GCP, Azure. You guys have heard about them, right? So, uh, so today we are going to see why Vultr and why do we like it. And if you kind of do a cost comparison, how we can actually take advantage of it. The biggest problem, even if you select the cloud provider, is oh my god, now I have to move to the cloud provider. It's a whole task in itself. So let's talk about why do we love Vultr so much. First of all, it's simple and predictable, affordable pricing. We are going to see a cost comparison right away with Vultr. You can reduce your cloud bill almost up to 50% and more. Then we have managed Kubernetes and databases. It's part of the multi-cloud strategy which lowers the cost, avoid vendor lock-in. Primarily what it really means is you can have a multi-cloud strategy. Our basic stuff to start with is like, let's start with your dev environment. Let's not start with directly your production environment and try to move things one after another. And then you have on-demand cloud GPUs powered by NVIDIA. So is that the only thing why we love Vultr? Not really. That's not the only thing. We have some cloud compute pricing analysis, uh, something of like GCP, Azure, AWS, and now we compare Vultr. Something which is going to cost you 28,000 in GCP, Azure 29,000, AWS 30,000, and we are doing like basic storage, compute, and network. Is going to cost you. Any guesses? 15K. Anyone else? 10K. Anyone else? You can get raffle. Anyone else? 12,
Five,
5.
two.
Now tell me a reason why you're not going for the solution, right? So something which is going to cost you 28, 29, 30 is going to cost you 2K at Vultr. And now let's try to, now you have made up your mind, okay, I want to move to Vultr. What's the biggest issue right now? You have to do a whole lot of migration effort. And that's where we come in. FluidCloud is the world's first cloud cloning platform. What we have built is where you can take any of your workload from any cloud provider straight into Vultr. This is what it takes to actually build any of the resources in AWS. You have compute, then one of the services you have, then you have attribute level mapping, and then there is a value level mapping. And then you actually go to another cloud if you are thinking of moving to any other cloud. All of that pain has been taken care by us. What we have done, we have prepared a global mapping of all across the cloud providers where we have total of a 9 billion combinations of all the cloud APIs where you can move any cloud at any given point in time. And we do the end-to-end thing. It's we from AWS side, we migrate subnet, VPC, EC2s, so you name the resource and we have it, and we directly move it to Vultr. Generally, for that kind of effort, you would go to Accentures, you would go to something like Deloitte's, mostly consulting companies. But what we have done, we have now made this a push button. How does it work? So it's pretty simple. We scan, convert, deploy, and then you govern. First, we scan the resources. For example, if your workload are on AWS, or say for example VMware, we scan your cloud resources and create a ISE out of it, which is your Terraform. Then we have through this mapping which we have built, this Terraform is kind of built 1:1 across the cloud provider, and in this case, Vultr. And then you can push that Terraform, which is the mapped Terraform, into any of your CI/CD pipeline. And if you want, you can also do a direct deployment. And once in the between, also we have the security policies. So in case you're looking for SOC to GDPR, NIST, or PCI DSS, all of those policies are also part of it. Uh, After all this scan, you can do remediation on top of it. You directly move into Vultr. Your cloud is absolutely clean. Next, what else you can do with FluidCloud? You get end-to-end portability. You get built-in resilience. Today, most of the resilience tools which you have in the market are for data. If I ask you, do you have your infrastructure backup 3 months back or 5 months back? Do you have the ISC for that? Answer is no. It's very tough to maintain those, and that's where we do a backup for every cloud provider. So tomorrow, if your GCP goes down, which actually happened 4 weeks back, uh, you can just immediately clone your infrastructure to Vultr, and it's an absolute resilience, zero outage. What we believe in today is vendor lock-in is the new outage. So that's where you have to break free yourself from your current cloud provider, have a multi-cloud strategy, and think about Vultr. You also get cost efficiency, as I said before, from a 30,000 to 2,000. Why are you not moving your dev environment, your staging environment to Vultr? And then you get comprehensive security with 3,600 policies right out of the box. Just to do a quick comparison, Wiz has somewhere around 2,000 to 2,400 policies. What are the next steps? Let's start with your dev environment. Let's lower your cloud bill. And are you suffering from vendor abuse? Answer is yes. And then let's start your migration process. Uh, so this one portion which we want to talk about, what about data? You have a lot of tools for data, for backup and restore. You can use rclone, you can use Rubrik, OSCT, or any of the backup and recovery tool which you guys are anyways using. And for application monitoring, for application side, that's where you have to make the changes within your application. So your 100% of your infrastructure gets cloned in no time. So what we're going to quickly show you is a quick demo of the product and how it works. Yeah, we can start. Okay, as you can see, we have something in GCP. This is your GCP environment where you see all the resources. Yeah, these are the instances, and you see all the instances with their configurations. There is nothing under our sleeves. There is no instance at this point in time on Vultr, no firewall, no VPC. And now what we'll do is we'll add an account, we'll do the GCP, we just add an account, and this is agentless at this point in time. So we scan your entire cloud agentless. Once the whole of the account is kind of onboarded, you can just directly go into, go next. Yeah, you can go and you can actually now do the migrate. As you select here Vultr from GCP, and out here you select the Seattle, you immediately see the cost is, this is from Vultr, GCP to Vultr, the cost is $626. Out here it would cost you $408. You get an instant price comparison of how it will look like in your infrastructure today. And these are the provision cost. This is not the usage cost. So as you see the usage cost, it will be further lower because you have egress cost, your network cost, and all of that becomes part of it. After that, voila, we create a migration about GCP to Vultr Cloud, create the migration, and then we launch the migration. And when you done the migration, you'll see we'll have the config files for every ISC for every resource. So you can actually go and check the ISCs which are there, and you can also make the changes if you import it in your your GitHub or any of the tools which you guys are using. Uh, how much how much time do you think this will take to migrate from AWS? These are almost like, I think around 50 resources, almost like 40 resources, and maybe 50 resources in total. So as what we are going to see, this effort with a consulting company would have taken 6 weeks. You can, if you really want to try it out, you guys can use your chat GPT and check how much time it's going to take to move one resource, 100 resources from GCP AWS to Vultr, or AWS to Vultr, any to any cloud. It's going to tell you it's going to take a couple of weeks. And what you're going to see right now is going to take actually less than 2 minutes. So that's the power. Now you have a full reason why you have to move to Vultr. You have the cost. There is no barrier of moving from one cloud to another cloud. Most of it is taken care. You can reduce your cloud bill by 50% in nothing but just 1 day effort. And there you go, voila. You have all the similar resources, the naming group, the naming convention is everything is same. So you can do a 1:1 comparison, because when you're moving applications one to another. So you can do that comparison, and I think that's it. So there you go. That's FluidCloud and Vultr together, making your multi-cloud strategy a reality.